So, joining me today, I have a very special guest. You asked for it and you got it, Mr. Craig Maines, aka Hawk. And for those of you who don't know, he walked all the way from Springer to Neal's Gap on his first day, in one day. So, if you're not watching him already, I think you'll enjoy his channel and his style of hiking. So, I know that those of you who have watched his channel want to know how he crushes these big miles. We're going to go into that, but first, welcome to Damascus. Welcome back, I should say.
Thanks for having me here, buddy.
Through hike number 3.
Number 3.
And so I guess the first question, I don't even know the answer to this, but how did you first hear about the Appalachian Trail, and how did you, what made you decide to hike it?
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, my mother was real sick and I was taking care of her, and it got to the point where she couldn't be on her own anymore. I couldn't even work anymore. It was too much. She needs too much care. So she actually got put in a nursing home against my will. Anyway, that's a whole other story. But from there, I wanted to clear my brain, so I went to the Smoky Mountains and did a little day hike up Mount LeConte, up to that little compound they got up there.
LeConte Lodge?
Yeah. And so I talked to a ranger up there, and I said, "What's this? I see all signs for this Appalachian Trail. What is this?" And he said, "Well, it's a trail you can walk from Georgia to Maine." And I said, "Is it free to hike this trail?" And he said, "Yeah, it's free. All you got to do is buy your food." So 3 months later, I went home, sold my house, bought all gear, and that was my first overnight backpacking trip ever.
Wow. And this was in 2012?
Yeah.
Okay, so getting on the trail then was your first backpacking trip?
First overnight trip ever. First time I've ever set up my tent was on the trail.
Wow. Okay, so that was 2012, and then last year you hiked again. So what made you hike a second time?
The second time I wanted to hike the trail is just because I fell in love with the Appalachian Trail and everybody around it. The people in the trail towns, Brant himself, people like this just make you want to keep coming back. I mean, it's so enjoyable out here. It's better than any city life could ever be.
I have to ask you, why a third time and why a flip-flop? For those who don't know what a flip-flop is, when he gets up to Maine, he's turning around and going back to where he started at Springer.
Yeah. So the third time, well, I made a video about hiking goals, and I want to become a triple crowner. So how can you be a triple crowner if you don't do at least one trail 3 times? And the AT is physically the most demanding. May not be logistically, but physically it's going to beat you up. So I want to do it when I'm young, and coming back's just a bonus. I'm just going to enjoy it on the way back.
You're almost on your way to being a triple crowner.
Yeah, I'm working on it. We'll see. Yeah. Who knows? Get the triple crown out of the way first.
So on this particular hike then, what has been the most challenging part for you personally so far?
Probably seeing new people every day. Besides T-Rex now, he's been with me for like 3 days now, and he's only got 90 days to complete the trail. So people might be seeing a lot more of him in my videos. I don't know. He's a pretty cool cat, so we'll see. And yeah, the yo-yo the yo-yo coming back down to Georgia is just.
Did I say flip-flop?
You did. That's okay.
Yo-yo, that's what I meant. Yeah.
It's just been a dream of mine ever since I did the trail the first time. So
great.
Yeah.
So I guess let's get to what you're enjoying the most about it. I mean, you obviously enjoy the trail because you've kept coming back, but how about this particular trip?
This particular trip, I'm just enjoying crushing miles, to be honest. I don't know what it is about it, but something about going far every day just makes me happy. I don't know how to explain it. Seeing so many different things every day is amazing. So yeah, you can't wrap it all up. It's hard to do in a 30-minute video or 15-minute video. That's why I'm doing 2 videos.
Yeah, there's a lot to see out there for sure.
Yeah,
and you're definitely showing a lot of it. And I think some people are like, well, he's going too fast. He's he's not seeing anything. But you have to understand, he may see 3 or 4 vistas in one day, where someone may see one vista and then it might rain the next 3 days. Yeah. So you're actually seeing more when the weather's clear.
Yeah, and when it's beautiful, I like to walk all day. What's the sense of setting up camp at 3 when you still got 5 more hours of daylight left to go. I mean, even if you're
Yeah.
just walking. And what can you not see at 2 to 3 mile an hour pace? Even 4 mile an hour pace,
Yeah.
you can pull that off. But if you can't see it all in 4 mile an hour pace, I don't know what you're gonna see.
Yeah,
at 1 mile an hour.
Yeah, I guess the only way you'd miss it is if you were, staring at your feet the whole day.
Yeah,
Which,
Pennsylvania.
yeah, isn't a bad idea in some places if you want to avoid injury.
Yeah.
So I guess the next thing would be what everybody is wondering is your secret to doing the big miles. And I guess if you would, could you just kind of describe a typical day in as much detail as you would like, since from the start to the end of your day?
Yeah, I can do that. So I wake up 4:30, 4:45 every morning, and I like to be on trail at 5. So from 5 to about 7:30 when the sun pops up, I'm pretty much just munching bars and walking with a flashlight slow, warming up my legs. Then once the sun pops up and I can see everything in front of me, that's when I turn on the afterburners for a little bit. And then I say I'm eating almost every hour, every 2 hours, just to maintain energy. And every time I get to a water source, I don't stop and filter my water. I actually reach down, fill up my bottle, put it in this on my left side, because that's my dirty side. And then I'll drop my ATYo-yo drops in while I'm walking, let it sit, carry the cup. 5 minutes later, pour it in my water and go. So I save time there. For lunch, I'll get to a Vista or something, or maybe a cool shelter with a good water supply, and I'll cook right there for lunch. But what I do is different. I don't sit there and eat. What I do is I'll cook, boil my water, pour it in my Ziploc bag, freezer bag, cook, and then as soon as that's in the freezer bag, starting to rehydrate, I'm putting all my stuff away, and I pack up my pack, put my pack on, and I'm eating on the go, ramen noodles out of a Ziploc bag. And that's how I don't run down the trail. I just get up early, walk all day, and if it's nice out, I'm not stopping because the views are all day long. And when it's raining out, I don't stop either because it's crappy out, and I don't want to be sitting in my tent or in a shelter for hours and hours and hours. So I just keep moving.
How many miles would you typically walk then before you take your first break for the day?
For my first break for the day, I'm probably walking 4 to 6 hours, depending on the terrain. Usually 6, and then I'll stop for a break.
So you do it more by hours, or would it be by miles?
Probably more by hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always try to have 10 miles in by 10 a.m. That way the rest of the day I can just mosey and still put in good miles. If I hit it hard in the morning, I'm good to go. Yeah. And then I just mosey the rest of the day till about dark.
So you're not necessarily hiking fast. You're just hiking more than some people are.
And efficient. I'm very efficient. I don't stop for too many breaks. I enjoy the vistas. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
I don't need to hang out for an hour
Yeah.
to enjoy it.
That's true. And I guess when you're documenting it on video, you're gonna go back and relive it anyway at your own leisure. So.
And I love documenting it, even if you make them just for yourself. When you get home from trail, post trail depression is real, everybody, and watching those videos really helped me mentally. So
Let's talk about that for a second, since you brought it up. That's a good topic.
It is.
And I mean, you had hiked in 2012.
12. Yeah.
So last year, you kind of knew what you were getting into when you were getting off trail, and you were having probably the best time out of anybody out there. It was pretty obvious from watching you. I almost thought you might yo-yo last year.
I really wanted to, and I went home and kicked myself in the ass for 2 months, and that's what made it even worse, because I had the money, I had the time, my body felt good to just turn around last year. And when I went home, all I could think about was, why didn't I do that? So, yeah, I bought a camper, lived in it all winter in the middle of Michigan, and saved money to do it this year. So, yeah.
So, was that your way of dealing with the depression then? Just kind of...
I didn't deal with it very good last year. I really struggled with it. I was going to make a video on post-trail depression, but I was going through it pretty bad, so I didn't even want to talk about it, to be honest. I wanted to get back on trail.
Too depressed to talk about depression?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I didn't really have any good advice. I didn't know where to go with it, so...
Yeah, and that's the toughest. I've always said the toughest part of the trail is getting off. Even if you're not through hiking, for me sometimes getting out there for a month and really getting used to that lifestyle, and then all of a sudden it's gone and you're back into the crazy world.
Yeah, and it is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, it's nothing like what you've been experiencing because it's simple.
Yeah, the trail is simple. You know, you wake up, you know what you're doing every day, and then at the end of the day, you feel good about what you did. In the real world, you wake up some days, you don't even know what direction to go. So
yeah,
the trail just simplifies everything.
Following the blazes
yeah,
makes it easy to know what you're going to do.
Yeah, for sure. The blazes are my sanity, I guess.
And then very few decisions to make.
Yeah.
You know, how far you're going to walk.
Yeah, nothing's going to
What you're
cripple
gonna
your
eat.
credit score. The real world is overplayed, everybody. Everybody's too materialistic. Need to get back to the roots. And
Back
check
to
the trail
nature.
out. Yeah.
Because nature is natural.
Natural as can be, baby.
You know, I've seen a couple people kind of struggling on YouTube with the head thing.
Yeah.
And you know, you can warn people about that before they go out there, but until they go out and experience it, they're not really going to know what you're talking about.
No, not
but
at
for
all.
some of those people, they are experiencing it right now, and it's getting real for them. So,
Yeah.
what would you say to those who are behind you that want to succeed on the AT and make it all the way? What advice would you give?
Just keep going. The bad days are not going to last forever. They're going to be over quick, and then you're not going to remember them. You're just going to, at the end of your hike, you're going to remember all the good times. The bad times kind of fade away. So, in the bad moments, just keep going. Don't ever quit on a bad day. I know that's overplayed, but it's for real. Don't quit on a bad day. Just don't quit. Just keep one foot in front of the other, and eventually you'll get there. Take it one day at a time. So for me, when I hike the trail, I'm never looking to Katahdin. I'm looking for my next resupply point, my next town, my next 100 miles, my next state. If you start thinking about Katahdin, yeah, man, it's going to be hard on you thinking because that map is long.
Yeah, smaller goals.
Yeah.
I guess it's good to keep Katahdin in the picture.
Yeah.
If that in fact is your goal.
Yeah, way back in the back. But yeah, just keep going, everybody. Don't just keep going. It gets better. Your trail legs, you're gonna get them. Your mind's gonna get better once you get rained on for enough days in a row. You're just gonna deal with it. So yeah, just keep plugging along, everybody. For sure, you'll get there. Yeah, you can't. It takes a while. Rome was not built in a day, and you're not getting to Katahdin in a day. So.
But eventually, all of those steps will add up if you don't stop.
Yeah, and you don't have to go fast either. I mean, 15 miles a day will get you there at an average. So you ain't got to do what I'm doing. I don't expect anybody to do what I'm doing. I came out ready, mentally for sure.
Yeah.
And
well, that's the secret right there. I mean, if you've been watching them, wondering why, I mean,
positive attitudes.
you have those choices when you're in the snowstorm, the rainstorm, how you're going to look at it.
Yeah, laugh about it or cry about it.
Have you watched Second Chance Hiker at all?
I haven't.
He's hiking. Have you heard about him?
I have not.
He's on the PCT, and I think he's the kind of the PCT version of you.
Oh, you know what? Is that the guy that's trying to lose weight?
Yes.
I have heard of him.
And it's kind of similar when you were through the Roan Highlands the other day. It was the same kind of thing. You were just laughing at being blown all over.
Yeah.
There's a video of him doing the same thing. If you haven't checked out Second Chance Hiker and you want some inspiration, besides this guy here, I'd say go check out his channel because he is all about the mental game, and I think he's got what it takes mentally if he doesn't get injured.
Yeah.
To hike the whole PCT.
If he's laughing at the bad times,
yeah,
he's got it down.
So if you want to learn some lessons, check those videos out. But that's all I got for now. What about you?
I want to thank Brant and ATYo-goers. They put me up for the night, and with 0 tomorrow, I'm zeroing. Yep.
0 in Damascus. First 0 since Fontana, right?
It is.
Right.
So I need shoes, and actually a subscriber left me a box, so I'm kind of curious what's in it. So I'm gonna stick around until at least 8:30, and the outfitter opens at 9. You give me some shoes, and I might even do the Creeper Trail tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I'm not going hiking tomorrow. I think I'm gonna hang out in Damascus, the D-town, baby.
Fun times. Thanks, Hawk.
No problem. Thanks for having me.